You know that feeling when you're just totally overwhelmed, wishing you had a simple user manual for life? A clear, step-by-step guide to cut through the stress, find your focus, and actually hit your goals? Well, what if I told you that blueprint might just exist inside one of the oldest, most recited prayers in the entire world? Okay, let's dive into this. So our guide for this breakdown comes from Tasneem, and I love how she frames this. It's not some heavy academic exercise. Nope, this is a personal journey. She's looking for practical tools to make her life better, and she's basically inviting us to come along for the ride.
And that's really the core question we're digging into. We're looking at Surah Al-Fatihah, the very first chapter of the Quran, not just as something spiritual, but as a seriously practical, actionable framework for changing your life, a kind of divine blueprint for success.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about recalibrating your inner state, getting your mindset right. Then we'll get into how to turn that mindset into real-world daily actions. After that, we'll look at how to commit to the long-term upward path. And finally, we're going to wrap it all up with a really powerful metaphor, your personal GPS system. All right, first things first. Before you can change anything on the outside, you gotta start on the inside. This first part is all about recalibrating your inner state, kind of like rebooting your personal operating system. The very first lesson kicks off with the word hamd. Now this is way more than just saying thanks. It's this powerful combo of genuine praise and deep, deep gratitude. The source calls it a diagnostic scan for your soul, which is such a great way to put it. It's a tool to consciously shift your focus from what's missing to what's already there.
So how do we actually do this? The practical step is so simple, but it's a game changer. Every single morning, just say, Alhamdulillah, which means all praise and gratitude is for God, for 3 small, even boring things. Seriously, it could be your morning coffee, the fact that your internet is working, your comfy pillow. This little habit is the perfect antidote to that complaint cycle we all get stuck in.
Okay, lesson number 2 is all about understanding God as Rabb, the ultimate caretaker. And this isn't some distant, hands-off concept. The term al-Murabbi means he's the one who is actively nurturing, maintaining, and literally setting matters right across the entire universe.
And here's the brilliant application for that. When you're feeling that stress creep in, a big project, a family issue, you consciously tell yourself, Allah is my Rabb. You're basically saying, hey, the one who runs the galaxies has this. And that act of delegation, it frees you up to put 100% of your focus on the only thing you can actually control, your own effort.
Lesson 3 is like your spiritual emergency kit. The name Ar-Rahman points to a type of mercy that's extreme, it's immediate, and it's happening right now. This isn't some far-off hope. It's designed for those flat tire moments, when you're feeling desperate and you just need relief in that exact moment.
Okay, so we've worked on the inner state. Now for part 2. How do we take that new mindset and actually connect it to what we do every day? This is all about closing the gap between what we believe and how we behave.
The fourth lesson is a huge one for accountability. Maliki Yawm ad-Din means the owner of the day of judgment. Now this concept gives you this deep sense of daily integrity. It's a reminder that every single thing you do, no matter how small, no matter if no one is watching, it's all recorded and it all counts. It's a powerful check-in for your moment-to-moment choices.
So how do you practice this? With a super quick 2-minute integrity audit at the end of the day. You just run through your actions and ask yourself, was I fair? Was I kind? Did I act in line with my values? Just knowing that every little thing gets settled encourages you to live with so much more intention.
Lesson 5 is all about freedom. Think about it. We're so often slaves to what society thinks, to trends, to pleasing other people. We're serving all these different masters, and the source says that just creates psychological chaos. But declaring that you only serve God, that's presented as true liberation. Why? Because you simplify your entire life down to pleasing just one master. Now, lesson 6 really gets specific about what it means to ask for help, or isti'ana. This is not a passive thing. It's the kind of help you ask for when you are already in the fight, you're already struggling and putting in a real effort. It's not a lifeline for people who are just sitting on the couch doing nothing. Which leads us perfectly to the effort-first rule. It's simple. Before you ask God for help to achieve a goal, you have to prove you're serious. You have to take that first physical step yourself. Send that email, make that call, write that first sentence. That action makes your request for help so much more sincere and powerful.
All right, this brings us to our final batch of lessons, and these are all about the long game.
This is where we talk about building the systems and the mindset you need for consistent, lasting growth over your entire life.
Lesson 7 totally reframes our journey, as Siratul Mustaqim, often translated as the straight path, isn't just a flat, easy road. The source describes it as an upward climbing path. It takes constant effort to fight against the downward gravity of our own desires and all the temptations of the world.
And this is just a brilliant mental model for it. When a temptation pops up, picture yourself on a ladder. Choosing the right thing, the better path, is like actively taking a step up, moving away from the pull of that gravity. It turns the struggle into a conscious climb.
Now, Lesson 8 gives us this fantastic metaphor for prayer. Instead of seeing it as just another task on your to-do list, think of it as a maintenance session. You know, like how a car lover meticulously takes care of their engine, these prayers are your regular tune-ups to keep your spiritual engine from getting rusty or seizing up.
Lesson 9 is all about mentorship, learning from those who have already walked the walk. When we ask for guidance, we're not just asking for any path. We're specifically asking for the path of the graduates of life, people like the prophets and the righteous. We're asking for their proven blueprints, which became easy for them because of their incredible consistency.
And our final lesson is all about a critical balance. See, true guidance can get lost in two main ways. You have the anchored, who have all the knowledge in the world but never act on it. And then you have the lost, who are all action, just running around but with no knowledge to guide them. The sweet spot, the goal, is to be right in the middle.
So how do you find that balance? The actionable takeaway is to adopt a learn one, do one system. It's simple. Anytime you learn something useful, from a book, a talk, even from this breakdown, make a promise to yourself to implement it in some small way within 24 hours. That's how you make sure knowledge actually turns into transformation.
So after these 10 lessons, what's the big picture here? Let's bring it all home with one last really powerful metaphor that connects all of this to our modern lives.
The source asks us to imagine life as a high-speed highway. Al-Fatihah, which is recited in daily prayers, is like the recalibration button on your personal GPS. It's not just showing you the final destination. With every single recitation, it's course-correcting you in real time, making sure you stay on that one direct path, the Sirat al-Mustaqim, and don't get sidetracked down some random exit of distraction. So the question I'll leave you with is this: how often are you hitting your recalibration button?